Hey you, yes you. The odds of you not being subscribed to the channel are very high, so if you haven't already, it would mean the world if you'd subscribe if you're new and join the Woods crew to help me go full time. Hope you all enjoy this one. Woods out. It's no secret that on this channel, I like to talk about young talents in the league like Tyler Herro, and you guys most definitely enjoy listening. So I figured I just had to drop a video after Tyler Herro dropped a 23-point explosion, and maybe, just maybe, is showing why the Miami Heat should not try and trade him in a package for a star. It's safe to say that at this point, my man Tyler Herro has been disrespected, not only by many others, but by me as well. I even recently put out a video last week saying that Tyler Herro isn't even the best guard on the Heat. Goran Dragic was, which still may be true, but Tyler Herro is more than a bargaining piece like many people have been saying. He is a great young talent with a chance to be an all-star or maybe even superstar. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Maybe not this year, but he definitely could be in the future. But before we get into today's video, let me just say I know that Tyler Herro just had one good game, and it very well could be nothing. But you guys know by now that discussing young talents in the NBA and what they could become is one of my favorite things to do on this channel, and if you enjoy this video, it would be clutch if you left a like below because it helps the channel grow in a big way. I have to admit, I was definitely getting down on Tyler Herro a little bit. I mean, there was so much talk of him being fake in the bubble and only thriving because of the strange conditions they were in. But I mean, how much does that really affect a player? I definitely think that Tyler Herro had an advantage initially, but eventually as the playoffs went on, it was just Herro being Herro. With all that being said though, Herro has not exactly been delivering all the results NBA and Heat fans in particular were hoping for so far this season. Well, until his 31-point explosion against the starless Wizards team. Now, was this Wizards team without Westbrook and Beal one of the easiest matchups for Herro by far this year? Definitely. But the fact is, Tyler Herro could have had another average game, and he didn't. He showed what he's capable of against a bad team and maybe even a good team someday. If Herro could be a 30-point scorer for the Heat on decent shooting percentages, I 100% believe that they would not need to trade him in order to contend, because that would be the same scoring amount as any other star you could go out there and get. And the fact is, Herro has already been in the Heat system and has room to develop, so there really is no reason to trade him if he's playing even close to the same level as stars like Bradley Beal and James Harden, who have been in the rumors with the Heat. As of right now, it's looking like Herro has proved himself, and I'm not the only one who thinks this, because Erik Spoelstra recently raved about Herro's development, specifically on the defensive end of the ball, which definitely indicates that Herro is with the Heat to stay, which I know is a great feeling for all you baby goat fans. Erik Spoelstra talked highly about Herro's development when he said this: "We had him guard Brandon Ingram one game, Jason Tatum another game, and that's how far he's come." Now I know that was pretty short and I know it didn't sound like much, but let me just say that Brandon Ingram and Jason Tatum are some of the hardest players to guard in the league, period. Especially for someone with the build and stature of Tyler Herro. Brandon Ingram has one of the highest release points on a shot, very similar to Kevin Durant, which makes it very hard to defend and contest him, as well as the fact that Ingram has developed into an all-NBA level offensive scorer. And Tatum, man, I don't care what you say, this man takes and makes some of the toughest shots in the NBA. When you guys have a minute to catch a Celtics game, just watch the shots that this guy takes and makes night in and night out. It is absolutely insane what Jason Tatum does on the offensive side of the ball, and that will be in a video next week, so just stay tuned for that. So the fact that Herro guarded these two elite players and didn't have to switch says something about his defensive game, and the fact that maybe, just maybe, he could develop into an elite guard, and possibly even an elite two-way guard. Now, Coach Spoelstra is not the only one to believe this about Tyler Herro. His own teammate Andre Iguodala recently spoke about the defense of Tyler as well. And as an NBA vet, I think Iggy knows talent when he sees it. Quote, "What we're trying to do with him is groom him as a great complete player," Iguodala said. "Although he may not have a good shooting night one night, or he may have a few turnovers one night, it's the other things that we're looking for him to up his level of play. Where people may not be as familiar with some of his capabilities, especially on the defensive end, he can do a lot of great things on the defensive end." And it really is clear that Tyler Herro has upped his game on the defensive end, but let's get right into what we saw on the offensive side of the ball in his big game, and what it potentially tells us. If you watched the game, it was pretty crazy because Herro didn't really have to do anything crazy to get 31 points in his breakout game, and some people even were going as far as calling it a shallow performance. But I believe that this is far from the truth. Why people say this is because almost the whole game, Herro was just on attack mode, getting to the cup for easy buckets. Herro made 12 shots in the game, and 11 of them were inside the arc. And he only took 1 3, which is just kind of wild because of of the volume of threes we saw Herro taking in the playoffs just last season. But regardless, Erik Spoelstra said that he likes seeing this out of Herro. Quote, "He's more than just a strictly catch and shoot player. He's a very good off the dribble, and this is something that he diligently works on every single day. And it's not just finishing, but it's making the reads on what the scheme is and where the weak side is. And that's different coverages based on who you're playing. And I think he's growing leaps and bounds with that, but that just shows you that it's not about shooting for him." Now, although Herro had a good game and Spoelstra thinks that he is developing well, which I do agree with, there is still one thing that is very concerning for Heat fans and myself since the season started for Tyler Herro. That thing being his 3-ball, because to say the least, it has not been looking good. It's kind of strange to see Herro's 3-pointer plummet so badly because of the fact that he is still playing without fans, which is why many believe that Herro was playing so good, but this struggle shows that that is definitely false. Now, could it have been because of the fact that there was no travel and it was really just eat, sleep, breathe basketball for everyone in the bubble last year? Maybe, but I don't think we'll ever find out. Regardless though, it is a big issue that Tyler Herro is only shooting 28.6% from beyond the arc because that is really his bread and butter that makes him such a versatile player. If Herro can't shoot the 3 at a good rate, he could end up being someone like Russell Westbrook, who is forced into taking bad mid-range shots because he can't consistently hit a 3-ball to save his life, and gets schemes made against him to prevent him from driving. Now, do I think this is what will happen to Tyler Herro? Absolutely not. This season so far is such a small sample size, but like I said, no matter how small the sample size is, I'm going to discuss it with you guys on the channel. With that being said, after seeing what Herro is capable of in the paint, if he gets his 3-ball in the 35 to 40% shooting range at a high volume, there is no doubt in my mind that he will take the all-star jump with the Heat, and Erik Spoelstra will hold on to him despite all the rumors that have been surrounding him with trades. I think that Herro said it best himself about his game on the offensive side of the ball when he said this: "I'm just trying to figure it out still. Some nights I try to play make, and other nights it's my time to be aggressive. Not every night's going to be the same night. This team has a very deep roster, and any given night anyone can score, so I'm not really worried about the numbers. I just go out there and try to hoop. I feel like I'm a complete player. On the offensive end for sure. I feel like I can make plays, finish around the rim, but I've been trying to get even better to improve this offseason and even during the season. I just try to continue to get better, but there's still work to be done, obviously." I think that people, including myself, forgot that Herro is still so new to the NBA that he could turn into a star before we know it, and definitely after he adapts and gets fully adjusted. We've seen glimpses of it already, and that's just facts, no doubt about it. The question is, when will this dream of Tyler Herro developing and becoming a star become a reality? I guess only time will tell. I want to know what you guys think below. Will Herro be an all-star player this year if he turns his 3-ball around? And if not, who do you think would be the best star to target in a package centered around Herro and other young Heat talent? As of right now for me, I'm undecided on Herro because he just keeps changing my mind. And I think I'm going to leave it at that just for this moment. To say the least, it will be very fun to see how this young Heat team does this season, and you better believe that I'll be watching every game I can, because we could see Herro and other players on this Heat team develop into stars right before our eyes. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, it would be literally clutch if you could subscribe if you're new and join the Woods crew, as well as leaving a like down below. That is legit all it takes for me to go full time, but regardless, I appreciate all you guys still watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Woods out.